Alrighty guys, we've gone ahead and you finished your two outside pieces here, and we're going to come through and it's time to work on the base, which is this lovely piece right here. Now for the base it needs to be 235 millimeters long, 68 millimeters wide, and 19 millimeters thick. Now when you're choosing your base piece, you need to be very intentional with what you're selecting. So we've got a couple of different pieces here, and initially I had this piece here, but decided to not utilize it because there is a bump coming through here, and I'm certain that even though we're putting a round over on it, at the end of the round over there's still going to be a bit of a bump there, just an ever so slightly indent, and I really don't want that for my design. So I've gone ahead and chosen another piece, which isn't perfect by any means, but we can sand the back of this down to be nice and flat and remove any of that rougher, sun-faded timber. Perfect. The first step we're going to come through and do is going to measure out 235 millimeters. Coming across, backstepping that ruler up to the finger, and then coming down and marking 235 millimeters onto the edge of the timber there. Yep. From there, we're going to grab our square, hold that nice and firmly up against the piece so that this edge here is hard and firm up against the piece, and draw ourselves the line. Remember, always measure twice, cut once. That is of course 235 and 235. Amazing. At this point we need to cut off the excess. So let's come through here, grabbing our saw, make sure to hold it like a gun, and then we're going to set our thumb up to protect the blade initially, or to stop the blade from coming across. Pull that back, 1, 2, 3, and then saw on through. At that point guys, we're going to take our piece, take over to the disc sander and just sand off that itty bitty little bit that's left. Making sure to use the guide here, the guard, to hold that nice and steady and square for us. So that's going to be held up against there. Just moving that across to minimize burning. Perfect. We've got that to our desired length, and that, my friends, is the next step on how to start that base.